Hi guys, I'm Jordan and I'm pretty.
And I'm Francesca, and I'm funny. And I honestly almost forgot that I was supposed to say I'm funny, and I almost just said that I'm pretty. So, welcome back to Pretty Funny. Jordan, our dear friend, is back from Costa Rica, sunny, bright, shining, and Francesca is still in gray, cold, rainy New York. Pale, pale, pale.
But your nails look really good. You
Don't
just
they?
flashed those.
Wait, can
Wow.
I tell you, I need to start doing this color more because yesterday alone, I got three compliments in the same building. And
I love
then
it.
for some reason, a lot of men have been complimenting my nails, which is a weird one. I feel like I don't get that many nail comments from men, but people like the bright yellow. So I think I'm going to keep going with bright colors all summer. Keep it
Listen, I
exciting.
think it fits your vibe. Honestly, you can pull off a neon.
Thank you so much.
We're both in our new era of short hair.
Yeah, we both got haircuts.
We both got
Jordan's a
haircuts.
little bit more drastic than mine.
Mine was a little unplanned, but honestly, I'm happy about it. Happy
I
about
think it
it.
looks really good. I think it frames your
Thank
face a
you.
lot. And I think the red, short hair makes your eyes pop a little bit more. Not
I
that they really
think
you really needed it. You already have blue eyes and red hair, but it's fine. When I was younger, I used to I hated getting my hair cut. And my parents, obviously would always make me get a haircut. And they were like, okay, how short do you want it? And I was like, it has to be long enough to be put in a ponytail. And that was what I told them for how they
was
could cut
that
my hair.
before or after your bowl cut?
This was after the bowl cut. Thank you very much. After 7 years of a bowl cut, I finally was like, I'm growing out my hair, Fritz.
We're resurrecting that image at some point to show people because
What that image? There's 18 images. My mom was gonna
yeah.
make a full little photo scrapbook of Francesco in the bowl cut era because it lasted for so long. My dad would not let me. He loved the bowl cut and he would not let me get rid of it.
That is so weird.
And I had
It's
bangs
just like
too.
something very weird to like.
No, it was because I was a boy growing up. I was basically actually fun fact. I was such a tomboy that I wanted to be a boy. That one time I tried peeing like a boy.
Messy. Messy, I'm sure.
It wasn't. It definitely wasn't clean. We got a lot of pee stories on this podcast.
I mean, let me just tell you something about how this is going to correlate into my Costa Rica trip.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
So, speaking of pee stories, one
Yeah.
of the many stories I have from this trip was that when I was in the jungles, because Tom dragged me to Costa Rica, he didn't drag me, but I was excited to go. But he dragged me towards the end of the Costa Rica trip to go on this insane hike in the jungles, very remote.
Could not be me. Could not be me.
It really isn't me either, but I was like, I'm going to be a team player. You know, my husband's been wanting to go on a vacation. He works very hard. Let's do it. And in the middle of the night, pitch black, we're literally staying in the middle of the jungle at this ranger station. I get up to go to the bathroom. I go to the stall, or I sit down on the toilet, doing a proper inspection for bugs because we're talking tarantulas. We're talking
Oh my
we're in
God.
the jungle. What is in here, right? I do a quick inspection and I sit down and I go to pee. And a moth the size of a dinner plate lands on my fucking forehead.
Uh,
I'm not joking when I say the wings covered my eyes. I freaked the fuck out. I lost my shit. I didn't want to scream because it was in the middle of the night and all these people are sleeping. So I'm just like,
no, no.
I couldn't breathe. I pants down, open the door, throw the door open, and run out. Just fully
No.
run out of the bathroom, and the thing
No.
flew off of me. And I couldn't breathe because I didn't know if it was a bat. I didn't know if it was.
Oh my God, a bat. Oh my God.
I later figured out it was a moth because I saw it in the bathroom afterwards. But it was literally
Oh my God, I wish you got a picture.
this big, and it landed here.
Oh my God.
Imagine being in the bathroom and the wings are covering your eyes and you're I'm not a bug person.
Someone put a
lost my
blindfold
shit.
over you.
Literally, I was I blacked out. I can't see anything. It was
No.
terrifying.
No, I
Terrifying.
hate flying insects. Absolutely. If it
Horrific.
flies, I am out. I'm out. I would die.
Once I got myself together, I wound up going back to bed, but you couldn't even sleep because the howling of the howler monkeys in the forest was like this. This is the sound. It's going to sound horrible. What is it? And then they go, "Whoa, it's nuts, Francesca." I thought
Thank
that
you
it
so
was
much for
like,
doing that into my ear. Thank you so much.
I didn't know if you knew how their monkey sounded.
No, I didn't, but I definitely do now. I
It's
will not be
terrifying.
going to Costa Rica jungles anytime soon.
Like it
Was
was,
Tom like sleeping next to you? Because knowing me, if that was me, I would be awake just like, and everyone around me would be asleep.
that was me. Tom was asleep like a baby in the cot next to me, sleeping like a baby. And I'm like,
I don't know if I ever told
no.
you the story of like why I hate flying insects. But it's like it's a bit traumatizing if I do say so myself.
Oh
Um,
no.
but I was at camp once, and I was at a sleepaway camp with like a couple of my friends, and we were in this like activity called backyard sports. But like you could go on little trips sometimes, so a bunch of people went on little trips. So we didn't really have enough people to do the backyard sports. So the guy was like, the counselor was like, you know what, we're gonna go on a hike. So we were like, ugh, a hike? Like, can't we just play kickball? So we're going on this little hike, and throughout the hike, like you have to cross this creek. This creek has leeches in it, and there's a little wooden bridge that you can walk over, and the bridge is close to the ground, but they're like, yeah, one person at a time because the bridge is really fragile and can break. So we're like, awesome, I'm loving life. So
Oh
we're rolling
God.
along the hike. I'm like at the front with one of my friends. We're just chit chatting, and as we're coming down, these horses are like coming down. So the horseback riding group was walking through the forest, I guess, well,
Okay.
forest, wherever the hell I was. And the woman leading the horseback riding, she was like, can you please tell the rest of your group to be quiet? Because they were all like screaming. And she's like, you're gonna scare the horses, like go tell them to be quiet. So I was like, oh, fine, I'll go. So I go walk back, and I literally go like, guys, we have to be, and then just felt this searing pain. Just I didn't even get out quiet. I felt this crazy pain, just screamed. I'm like looking around getting my bearings. It turned out one of our friends stepped on a hornet's nest that was in a like dead log. And I'm looking around. There is swarms of these flying things, and they're moving so fast. And like unfortunately for us, hornets, when they sting you, don't die. They can keep going. So these fucking hornets are stinging all of us. Angry. I looked at this one guy, his arm was black because he had like 20 hornets on him. And so I would like to say,
I feel
in
like you
this
can die
situation,
from that.
no, he got really sick. He ended, I think two of them like got like had to go to the hospital because I think they had around 40 stings. It was ridiculous. Like they were really sick. And I would just like to say that my fight or flight reflexes in this situation are top notch because
Oh,
I got
okay. Okay.
stung a couple times, and I'm looking at everyone screaming, and I'm like, fuck you guys. I took off. I darted across that fucking bridge. I said, fuck you guys, this bridge breaks, I'm out. I sprinted as fast as I could across that bridge. Two of my friends saw me, and they were like, I'm following her. So they start running. We are sprinting. We sprinted without stopping a solid like half mile. And we
Yeah.
stopped to get some breath. I looked down, there's a fucking hornet on my shirt, and I like flung it off, sprinted the mile back all the way to the camp. I did not stop running. And we were like on the
Oh
radio
my
with people
God.
like, they got attacked by hornets. And yeah, I
That's
ended up getting stung 8
terrifying.
times. And that was I did not have it even the worst. Like that was just I'm anything that flies, I don't care if it stings me or not, I'm out.
No, like absolutely not. I
No.
can't. That is maybe one of my worst fears.
No, it's
Like being
horrifying.
stung like that
Yeah.
by that many hornets, like forget about it. I already can't handle being like stung in general. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm terrified of like bees. If a
Oh my god.
wasp is near me, I immediately am
Uh,
like it's
wait,
this size.
did
I
you see
just
that TikTok? You saw that TikTok I sent you of the girl at her friend's wedding with the giant bee in her face, and
oh,
she's like trying not to move.
yes.
That's me at your wedding. That was me at your wedding. And I'm clearly deathly afraid of giant flying bugs, especially ones that sting. And this fucking hornet, wasp, queen bee, I don't know. It was this big.
It was definitely the queen.
It was this big. And you're up there crying, singing your vows, and I'm sitting there like because I was holding your
I
flowers. And this fucking bee is in my face buzzing. I hear it in my ear and I'm like, and everyone's like, Francesca, don't move. And I'm like, what do you mean, don't move? It's like the size of my hand.
PTSD.
I wish they had that on video. I wish that
I don't know why I'm so scared of bees. It's just like the
they're
sting.
horrifying.
It's not that bad. I feel like on a level of pain because I recently discovered that the most pain I think it was probably second to Bali, being
Oh
so sick
no.
in Bali,
You got sick in Costa
was
Rica?
not that kind of sick.
Oh,
I just
okay,
mean
good.
like, okay, do you remember when we got really sick in Bali and the
Do I
aching
remember when
of
we got
like
really
the
sick in Bali?
bones?
Do I remember when we got really sick in Bali? Yes. For those of you who don't know, we'll do an episode in the future. Jordan
We
and I
will.
pretty much shit our pants for a week straight
We
in
will. And it
Bali.
was insane. But that level of pain, your bones ache more than ever before.
Oh
That's
my God.
exactly how I felt on this trip when I was doing the 9 hour hike. Like the
Oh.
first 6 hours, I was good. And then after that, my feet were in such an insane amount of pain from hiking because I do not hike.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear. I'm
I
not
can't
a
believe you guys
hiker.
did a 9 hour hike. None of you are hikers. Is like
To
on a
be
whim.
clear, I wanted to murder Tom
Good, as you
through this
should.
process.
Yeah.
But I will give him a little credit because after looking at the website after this hike, because I was like, how the fuck did you let this happen? Like, how the fuck did you let us get in this kind of situation? Because honestly, I thought I was going to be life flighted off that
Really? It was
fucking,
that
like,
bad?
it was horrible. And Tom goes, no, I'm not even joking. This hike, like online, it says intermediate hike. After looking at it, I was like, okay, Tom, like, I guess I can't blame you as much, even though a 9 hour hike does sound just obnoxious.
Yeah.
But I think he thought it was going to be a flat terrain. It was not. It was like literally inclines, like of this level. Like
Oh my God.
we were climbing mountains. And the thing that got me so bad was that my feet were throbbing so horribly on like hour 7.5. And I was like, our guide was so far ahead of us because he was like straight up not about to deal with my wrath because I was so annoyed.
Was it like a private
And
hike or was it like a bunch of people with you guys?
there were 6 of us.
Oh, okay.
There were 6 of us
But it's
doing
all
this
your
hike.
friends, right?
No.
Oh.
Tom and I, 2 French guys, and this like Irish couple.
Oh,
All
your
of
friends
which
didn't even come with you?
No. This was just Tom and I. This was just
I
the
would be
2 of
so
us.
mad. I would be so mad.
Francesca, like it was horrific. At one point, we got to a creek and I was like dying. And so I straight up just like took off my tank top and had my sports bra on and my biker shorts and I laid in the river. Like I just laid in it. Like I fully soaked myself because I was so hot. And then Tom was like, Jordan, get out of the river. We need to keep going. And all of a sudden, he's like standing over here. All of a sudden, he's like, I am being eaten alive by these bugs. And these French
No.
guys are standing next to him. And they're like, do you see bugs on my back? They go, you need to take your backpack off right away. Tom had stood on an anthill. He was covered in like hundreds of ants on his back. And they were like biting him. And so he had to throw his pack off, take off his shirt. He was like freaking out. And
Oh
here I am
my God.
laying in the creek in the water. And I'm like, haha, you idiot. Like,
I have stood in an
soaking it
anthill
up.
before. Well, I was like doing something where like I had to have a
Horrible.
blindfold on because they were like trying to do a surprise. And I was just standing in an anthill and I had bites on my legs for 2 weeks that were itchy. I can't even I feel for him in that one. No.
Oh yeah.
And Costa
Hundreds,
Rica
which I
ants,
feel like,
Lord knows what they're probably huge.
oh, they were like this fucking big. It was
No.
insane. So
No,
that was
no.
that was the
Count me
first part
out.
where I feel like Tom got his karma. But then when we were walking up the final like probably like 6 different incline like mountain fucking valleys whatever,
Yeah.
we carried a backpack of all our shit that weighed like 20 pounds on our backs.
That's like what they do in
And
the
then
army. Like, why would you do that?
no, exactly, Francesca. How did I get in this situation? And as we're climbing up, like as I was having my mental breakdown because 1, I was in pain, and 2, I was just like hating it. It was horrible. I am like, Tom takes my backpack for a few of the hills, right? Like a few of the
Yeah.
like mountainous because I physically was dying. So then I finally go, let me take it back. And thank God I did, because this next incline we did, he's ahead of me. He's like, dig deep, Jordan, come on. And I literally go, if you tell me to come on one more time, I'm going to punch you in the face. Like, I was so angry. Like, I was like heated. And I get to the top. He's already at the bottom, of course. And he's like, take it easy. And I take the next step.
Oh,
Francesca,
no.
I fell down the side of a mountain. I fell down the side of a mountain. Thank God I had my pack on, because Tom goes, I think you would have actually broke your tailbone. And I literally start screaming, I hate it here. And all the fucking other hikers are like losing their shit laughing. They're like, how did this girl end up on this
I was
hike?
gonna wonder, like, how are the other hikers?
No, they were dying laughing. At one point, we were inside of a tree. That's a story for another time. We were inside of a tree, actually inside of a tree, and bats started swarming us. And there was like, Francesca, there was like 10 bats swarming us, and I just went like this. Oh my God. And like the French guys, one of the French guys goes, this is like really American of you. And I was like,
you're like, thanks. I got forced on this fucking hike. Leave me alone.
Just to be clear, I am American and I don't want to be here. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, I was forced on this hike. I did it for my husband, but we're getting divorced after this. Like, we're just gonna die.
I can't even imagine the anger that I would feel in that situation. Like, I would have. I wouldn't have spoken to Tom for 9 hours.
Honestly, yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly.
Crazy. All right. Well, any other fun things happen in Costa Rica that were positive?
There was like good times for sure. There was a lot of. I don't think I would recommend Costa Rica. I don't know. I thought I was gonna like it a lot, but we dealt with a lot of bullshit while we were there. We dealt with power outages, like a lot of power outages, which in Costa Rica means no toilets, no showers, no running water.
I think that means that in tough. Most places, not just Costa Rica, but
yeah, but like, I guess that's true. Just
a power outage.
Yeah, it kind of does.
But especially in Costa Rica, the power outages, no water. No
okay, but here's the thing that's fucked up about it is like when this happens and they say it happens often in Costa Rica, you would think that your Airbnb host would have like flashlights, backup water, all these things. No, that was like, it didn't happen. So we were like,
this is why I'm a hotel girl. This is why, unless I'm staying at this like lavish villa with like 10 people, I am a hotel girl. The
moral of the story is hotels are the way to go. There were definitely parts that were amazing, for sure, which being in some of the waterfalls, I felt like I was like in my element, all the things. But yeah, there was a lot that went wrong.
Wow.
I needed a vacation for my vacation.
No, literally, it sounds like.
What did you do this week?
I actually have been very busy. I've been traveling all over for work. I went to Dallas and Chicago. And I've discovered that I belong in the South. And
South.
I think I've been telling myself this for a long time, but like, I'm a cowgirl at heart. All right. The farmers love me. The cowboys love me. The military men love me. And you know what? I love them. So I need to move to Texas, apparently.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, took clients to a Texas Rangers game. First of all, indoor baseball stadium. Never been to one of those. Didn't know that was a thing. Real weird. Feels really weird. I don't know. There's like something so massive feeling about it because it has to be big enough so that like the ball doesn't hit the top of the dome, but then like it also like a full baseball field. But we got the suite for all the clients. There was like a group of 60 of us, and the suite was so cool. It was really great. Seats, incredible. Like right near the right field foul post.
Oh, nice.
And it was like a level up, and there was literally a sign next to our like suite that said hit me or something, and like you win a prize if like the ball hits it. We got close to things being hit towards us. It was pretty cool. But the suite was just so much fun. And then we went to a bar, and we had to go to PBR because we had to go to a country bar because I was in Dallas. Like, hello. And we walk in, everyone's a little tipsy, and they're like, oh my God, somebody has to get on the bowl. And I'm like, done. No questions asked. No. I said, yep, me, pick me. waltz my little ass over to the bull riding station. There's like 2 people in front of me. I'm like, this is great. My time to shine. I've ridden a few bulls in my day. Mechanical
Oh
bull,
God.
obviously,
I
people.
was gonna say.
Yeah. So I get on this bull in front of all of our clients and all the people I work with. And I'm on the bull and they start going and I am crushing it. I was on that bull solid at least 30 seconds. I have a video, maybe even more.
Wow.
I am like yeehawing around. All of these people are cheering for me, not just the people I'm with. Like there's men in cowboy hats and they're like, hell yeah, partner. Not really. Well, it was a little southern, but they didn't say that. I ad-libbed that part. But they were like,
I
oh my
only
God.
assumed.
But they were cheering for me. They're like, oh my God, like you're killing it. Like, way to go. I get off. There's literally a video of me high-fiving these men that are like, hell yeah. And they're like in
Shut
their cowboy
up.
partners. Cowboy partners? They're their cowboy hats. I get off. People keep coming up to me. They're like, you crushed that. Like, that was awesome. You did so
No
well.
way.
I'm like, okay, why are you all so obsessed with me? Later in the night, I'm like, you know what? My leg kind of hurts. And I'm just walking around. It's like 2:30 in the morning. I'm like, let me go to the bathroom and like see what's on my leg. I have a bruise the whole size of my thigh, my inner right thigh, not my left. I don't know why. Like, my right one's stronger. Held on with that one, I
That is
guess.
weird.
I was squeezing that bowl to say for my life, like as if my life depended on it. And there is a giant bruise. It is still going down a bit. It's still like a giant black mark on my leg. And it was easily this big, just black from this bowl. And it really actually hurt. Like, it was pretty
I
painful
must
to
say,
touch.
you are the only person I know that bruises so
Oh my God.
easily.
Yeah. This is not the first time I've had a giant bruise on
No,
my thigh.
Francesca's had so many big bruises since I've known her. Like, I've never seen someone bruise like this. Also,
No.
just like injuries, like playing
Oh yeah, I'm
softball,
always hurt.
busted knees, like, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Busted
What
ass
birthday was
knees.
that? Like my 26th birthday, maybe? I was just in
Yes.
a dress with taped up knees because I slid. I didn't even slide. I tripped. Just going sliding across turf and my knees were just cut open.
Wait. Guys, I have to tell you about the funniest thing that I think I've
This
ever
is my
seen from
version
Francesca.
of your toe story.
Okay. Francesca and I played softball together in New York. We played in an intramurals co-ed softball league in New York. And there was one game that we played in that literally that morning we had to get up so early and drive back from Pennsylvania to get to. Like, we were so exhausted, so hungover. We make it to the game.
Morning.
We literally left at like 6 a.m. to make it to this game, which was so annoying because literally so many people that lived in New York City that were like 10 minutes from the field didn't even come because they were so hungover. So there was very few of us at this game. And so we had to play extra hard. Francesca was up to bat. All of us are to the point, so hungover to the point we're like, we were probably going to throw up when we're like running. So Francesca's up to bat. All of us are like on the sideline, like, go Francesca, like whatever. Nothing left to give. Francesca hits the ball. She's running all out. Like, I honestly can't believe how fast she's running.
Right? I was like running as my life depended on it.
I was shocked because I was like, I have no energy. I can't believe she's running this fast. She was running so fast. She gets to the bag and I don't even think you tripped on the bag. I don't even know what she tripped on.
I did trip on the bag because it was on turf and the bag wasn't like dug into the ground.
She thought the bag was like stiff in the ground, which most of the bags playing softball are attached to the ground. This one was not. She slipped on the bag. And like when I say Francesca's like running, trips and just whole body like this and skids. And I literally pissed myself. Like, I was on the bench. I had nothing left to give in my life. I start screaming. Other people on the team are like, is she okay? I'm like, ah! Like, I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I did not check in on Francesca. I was like, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like, full force running. And then just like her body went from being up to down faster than I've ever seen and just skid. Fully belly, like hands out, skidding.
Literally,
she was so fucked up.
Body sliding.
She was so fucked up after that.
First of all, I hit my knees so hard that I'm pretty sure that I like actually hurt my knee, like sprained it, or like my meniscus because it hit the ground so hard. But both of my knees are gushing blood,
No,
just
literally.
dripping down my legs. My elbows are like have rug burn all over them. I can barely
I felt
bend my
so bad.
knees. And because there was only 7 of us that showed up and we would have forfeited if we had less than 7, I still had to play and pitch the rest of the game. And it was a double header. And this happened in the first inning.
The funny thing is, these listeners are like, as if this even matters. Like, as if this is like the World Series. Like, we should have just been like, we forfeit.
Just forfeit.
Let's take her to the walking clinic.
And what's so funny is this season was the season I started bringing my med kit because last season everyone kept hurting themselves so much sliding into second or third that I was like, I'm bringing a med kit. And so I had all this gauze, like all these band-aids. I looked like I was mummifying myself all over my knees.
Francesca, I could not stop laughing. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen happen. And I'm such a bitch because like all the other teammates were like, oh my God, she's probably in so much pain. And it's such a bad quality I have, but I could not stop laughing.
And
it was my instant reaction.
I was in pain for the next month.
Yeah.
Like I remember for my birthday, I was going to wear pants or something or a skirt. I couldn't because it was hitting my cut. So I had to change into a dress that was long enough so that it wouldn't hit my cut when I walked.
Francesca's knees like did not recover.
My knee is literally a different color than my skin tone. Both knees.
No, it's true.
You
have like deeply scarred knees now.
I have legitimately looked into laser treatments. Like if anyone, this is a serious question. If anyone listening to this episode knows how to get rid of scarring or like decoloration of scarring, please, because you can look at every single picture that I am in a short dress and my knees are different colors.
Yeah, it's true. It sucks.
Remember it happened before Bali?
Oh yeah. Do you and I was like, oh my God, Francesca, why did you fucking do this? You're going to be in a white dress. Like my bridesmaids dresses were white and Francesca's like, both my knees are gushing blood again. And I'm like,
surprise.
I'm like, we're going to have to retouch that out.
But I digress.
I think the last time you had, I was going to say, Francesca sent me a bikini pic yesterday and she looked amazing.
Thank you so much. I have a new Skims bikini. I have a Skims bikini.
You got the Skims?
I got the red one. It's super cute. I wanted hot pink, but the hot pink's been sold out forever. But in true Kim fashion, there is no padding at all. So my nips are like pointing at people. And I have to figure out how to wear this because it's super cute bathing suit. And I want to wear it in Ibiza, sorry. And I'm gonna have to wear like nip covers under the bathing suit.
I don't know why you don't just be
pepperoni nips.
Listen, when you are not around your family, why don't you just nip it?
Well, because I think there's something wrong with mine that like I get cold. Sorry.
There's nothing wrong with them. They're literally my goals.
They're literally perfect, but they start to hurt like when they're cold.
Oh, you mean like rubbing up against something?
No, they're like actually just in pain because they're so hard. It's like hypothermia of the nips.
A thing I can't relate about, but wish I could.
Somebody gets it.
Honestly, you might be able to put some of those chicken cutlets over it. You know, like
no, I might. I genuinely might put them because I'm not a fish girl. Like I don't really run to the water that much. It's more for look.
Fish girl.
Fish girl. Wait, okay.
I swim.
Yeah, I don't really swim. I have a few pop culture things that I must talk about.
Let's get to it.
Okay. First and foremost, I would like to address a few comments that I said on the last episode about a certain man, Jason Tardik, falling in love with me. This was before I found out that he is apparently dating Kat Stickler, and they went to Stagecoach together. They just did a podcast together, all this stuff. So I would like not be seen as a homewrecker, and I apologize, and I rescind my comment for hit me up. Okay, glad that that's done. Over with.
I don't think you had to do that, but okay.
Speaking of which, not really speaking of which at all, but the warm weather, I meant to tell you, it's really got me feeling like I really want to make bad decisions.
I literally thought you were going to be like, this warm weather has me horny.
So horny. The sun, and it's like, oh. No. It has me wanting to
Okay.
make bad decisions. What the decisions are, and not like really bad decisions, like not ones that are going to get me in jail, but ones that like are funny
Yeah.
story and can be used for content on this pod. Not bad decisions. Maybe I just need to be more spontaneous and more like a yes person and less
To what?
to whatever comes my way. Like if someone's
Oh
like, "Hey, I
God.
got this free ticket to a concert. I'll fly you out. You coming?" Yeah, I should do it.
I
Who am
mean,
I
yeah,
talking
that
about?
doesn't
I don't
really
know.
sound like a bad decision. I was thinking you were gonna say something like, "Oh, like I think I should start hooking up with other like the
Oh,
people
well,
in my past," or like,
I will be doing that as well. I'm already laying the groundwork for that one. So
"No,
don't worry. That is one of the bad decisions. That is
can you
also for
just
the
hook up with
plot.
someone new? Like, just
No,
like challenge
no.
your. Okay, this is what you should do. You should challenge yourself to go and meet someone new to hook up with.
Maybe. Probably not.
I
But you
feel
know
like
what?
you're
When I'm in
you're
Ibiza and Vegas this summer, that's when I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me be a little crazy. Last time we went to Vegas, we got invited to this afters. It wasn't even afters at a place. It was literally like at the Cosmo Club, I think at Marquee. And it started at 7 a.m. And my friend's feet were tired. And one of them had to go catch a flight. And I didn't get to go in. We got outside the club, so I didn't get to go in. If that happens again, I'm going in. And you're coming with me.
yes.
Okay.
Also, just to be clear, I may be the one that's married in the group, and I'm sure there's going to be other people that are married, but like I'm always there. Last time we went to Vegas,
You'll
we
actually,
literally met
no.
that group of guys, and remember they invited us to their penthouse, and everyone else
Yeah.
was like, I'm tired, like I don't know. And I was like, we're going. I
No,
was
we
like,
fucking went.
we're going
I
to
had
the
nothing to
penthouse.
lose.
Yeah. What do I have to lose? A husband?
I guess so.
I
That's
was the wing
it.
woman in that scenario. Just to be clear.
That was my first time single in Vegas in like 2 years. I was like, get out of town.
Honestly,
I'm going crazy.
yeah, I was a good wing woman there because you
You
guys
were.
used me to get in with these guys that have this sick setup behind the chain smokers performance
Yeah.
at the day party. And how
We
did I get us
threw
there?
Jordan at this table and we were like, your
Everyone was like,
boobs are out in
Jordan,
this
go get us.
bikini. Go talk to them. And then they were like, do you guys want to join our table? Turns out they were friends with the chain smokers. So
Yeah, they
if
went
you
to high
don't think
school
that
with them.
that's happening again this year, you are mistaken.
I do think that's happening. That's why I'm on like a very strong journey to be the hottest I've ever looked in Vegas, so
Yeah.
I can give even more,
Yeah.
commitment to this
100%.
role.
100%. No, I need that from you. Thank you.
I will not be the fat friend in Vegas. That's all I'm saying. I'm not going to be. What do you call it?
The duff?
The duff.
The
I
dumb,
will
ugly,
not
fat
be the
friend, for
duff.
those of you that don't know what that means. I've been the duff a few times. You know when it's you. There's going to be 16 of us. We're going to have to break off at some point and like skedaddle and try and get our own invited to tables, you know?
You know I'm the queen of skedaddling. Do you remember when Loud Luxury was on and you looked up and you were like, "Is Jordan dancing
Is
up
Jordan
there next to them?"
Is Jordan next to Loud Luxury?
Francesca sees me and I'm like, and then she makes her way around and I get her up there with me.
Except when she tried to get me over at first, the guy was like, no. And that's when I knew I was
Yeah.
the duff.
I can't with you.
Like,
The bouncer's like, no.
Next time I go to Vegas, this will not be happening. Anywho. Okay, the last little piece of pop culture topic that I needed to riff on, and I will say this so quickly. Nick Viall got married.
Yeah.
And
what did you think of the wedding, Miss Country Girl?
Okay, first of all, Natalie's look the first night, stunning. With the necklace and her eye makeup. Oh my God, incredible. But what I wanted to comment on, and when Nick was first in the Bachelor franchise, I really didn't like him because I kind of thought he was annoying and like a wannabe. And honestly, I was right. But that's fine. He grew on me. Like, I mean, he is. Like, he really, like, not a wannabe, but like he's, a bit of a clout chaser. And he is. And that's fine. I'm also a clout chaser. I just haven't found any clout to chase yet. But when I do, I'll get it. Like everyone will be like, who's a little clout chaser attached to the hip? Like me. Anywho, he's grown on me a lot because I like his podcast. I liked him on Special Forces. Like I'm like, okay, you're kind of interesting, and he gets really good guests. He asks good questions. and I think him and Natalie were good, whatever. I saw this wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize, I guess he never let go of the clout chasing persona, because the
Yeah.
people that were at this fucking wedding, there's
The
no
guest
shot in
list.
hell that he's this close with all these people. Like,
I know,
Remy
right?
Bader's there. Apparently her and Natalie are good friends. JWoww was there. Who the fuck is hanging out with JWoww all the time? Like, Matt
Okay,
King is
JWoww
there.
being
Matt
there was
King,
really weird.
yeah. Matt King is also a huge clout chaser. All of his friends make fun of him. Like, he has to know everyone. But, like, why is he being invited to the wedding? I don't think they were invited to his wedding. So it was just mind blowing, all
No.
of the influencers and celebrities that were there, that I'm like, you interviewed them once, maybe
I saw a
twice.
post that literally said that this guest list needs to be a case study.
No, it does. It does. It does.
Because
The
it's
only
like,
people I
what?
like understand were obviously some of the Bachelor people, but like Katie and Dana, because he signed them to like his podcast
Right.
network. So I get
Yeah.
that. But everybody else,
The weird thing is like I feel like I didn't even see any of like their family members or anything. It was just like
right?
in all the
Right.
pictures, it's like all these influencers, and it's like,
Literally.
what? Like, do you
Literally.
not have friends outside of these like this like world? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like this like social media world.
No, literally. And I mean, they haven't posted like pictures yet from the actual wedding, but
Yeah.
the only bridesmaid I saw was Victoria Fuller. I know her and Natalie are like best friends, so it makes sense. But I haven't seen like
Okay.
anyone else, and I'm so curious who was in the bridal party just based on who's in the
Yeah.
guest list.
I know, it's crazy, right? Like
It was.
I really love them. I thought that they did a really good job with the wedding. It was interesting listening to Natalie. I haven't listened to the podcast episode of them telling all the details, but did you hear about the drama
Their
of her
honeymoon.
hairstylist?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
I heard about the honeymoon drama, which sucks so
Yeah.
bad. But the drama of the hairstylist. So apparently, I don't know who the hairstylist was there, but her hairstylist that did her hair for the wedding needed to do a hair change for her for the reception. And the hairstylist comes in and he's like toasted, like
Oh.
wasted. And he goes up and she's like, are you good? Like, what's going on? Like, you have to do my hair now. And he was like, he like starts fucking with it and like does it and it looks like shit. She said it looked like horrible. Like, she cannot walk out and look like this. And she was like, listen, like, this is like nothing like we talked about, nothing how we had planned. Like, can you please fix this? This is crazy. You know, like,
Wow.
I need you to make this look like I asked you to make it look in our trials. And he just goes, he's like, I'm a guest at this wedding. Fuck you. Like, just starts going off, like cursing her out, says, I'm done with this. Like, I'm supposed to be a guest. Like, fuck off. Wasted. Walks out. Nick apparently was there, was like about to lose his shit. And he was like, he goes, I'm thinking in my head, like, Natalie has to get her hair done one way or the other. So I can't really go off at this moment because I'm trying to like get him to come back in. So he like goes out and try to talk and was like, listen, you can't speak to her that way. Like, you need to get in, finish your job, do your job. And he basically just like said, fuck off, and like went in the forest, like disappeared in the forest. And Nick goes back in and he's like, Natalie is like sobbing because she's like so
Oh.
distraught. And he goes, we went into action mode. Like, two of her friends, I don't
I
remember
was
who
gonna
it
say,
was, but
there's
like
so
two
many
of our
influencers
friends were
there.
there.
Someone knew how to
Yeah.
do hair.
So like two of the girls that were at the wedding like came in and like fixed her hair and it looked amazing. I
Oh.
mean, you would have never been able to tell in her
Yeah, I didn't
reception
even know.
photos. And they did such a good job to make it look nice. And this whole thing happened. And she was like, they were both like, listen, the most perfect weddings can have their own like disasters.
Mhm.
But that was like their one disaster of the day that was like horrendous. And I was like,
Oh.
I would never speak to that guy again.
Oh
And
my
also,
God.
they were really nice for not shouting him out. Like, I feel like if that happened to me, I'd been like, this is who
I
it
would
was.
make sure
Like,
everybody in the industry knew who it was and wouldn't use him.
because that
Like,
is so fucked. And
that's
and
so
in the
fucked up.
clip I watched, they didn't say anything about him apologizing. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Well,
no,
maybe now I gotta tune
no,
into
no.
this.
The tea is piping hot on that one. Like, that's fucked up.
Wow, that is so fucked up. Well, I actually do have my one last little nugget of pop culture. We don't have to talk about this one
Okay.
for a long time. I just want to give this little nugget for everyone to sit on and really think about and ponder their own lives over. The Duchess, Miss Meghan Markle, has finally started her own brand. And she has decided that she will be Selling jam.
What?
Like jam you put on toast.
What other jam? What are you thinking of? Jams like music jams?
Don't know. But that, with her title, she was like, jam is the way that I have to go. She
Was
didn't
this
want to come
like
up with a fashion line. She didn't want to like bring her podcast back. She didn't want to do a hair care line. No, jam. A baby
that
line,
is
jam.
such a choice.
And my guess is it's going to be like a $30 jar of jam.
Like, leave it to Martha Stewart. Like,
Martha Stewart doesn't
she's
even
done
want to do it.
She's done with that. She's like on an album with Snoop Dogg now. Like, she's moved on. All the things to explore. Are you going to order
Write
some?
a book. Like, write a book if you wanted to make money. You got so many secrets over there.
Honestly.
Write a book.
Listen, I think she could have come out with a
The
sex
Princess
line.
and the Pea cookbook.
Instead she went Princess Peach Jam.
You were really racking your brain for that one. Your eyes were like, you're like, what do I think about? I saw the gears turning to make that one.
I'm so glad that on the outside it's turning as much as on the inside. I'm like,
It is. I was like, she's really focusing on something. Like, whoa.
Guys.
Overall, run away from flying insects. Buy Meghan Markle's jam.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot what else we talked about. So I'm going to end it before I keep talking because I'll just keep going on forever. Always remember that she's Jordan and she's pretty. And I'm Francesca. And I'm funny, but also pretty. And together we are the Pretty Funny Pod.
We love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us on all the platforms you listen to podcasts. Make sure you click the little alert button so you know when our new episodes come out. Don't miss anything. Please start submitting some fun stories to our email, prettyfunnypod@gmail.com, so that we can start reading some fun tales that you guys send us.
And please share this podcast with every single person you know. Okay. Peace and blessings. Illy and Millie.
All right. We love you. Bye.
Bye.